I thought long and hard before I'm making this this week's video. I thought of all the places that make me happy, and while you watch this video I want you to think of your happy place. You may have more than one, but I want you to think long and hard, different scenarios, different places where you feel you're most happiest. Could be your favourite beach, your favourite holiday resort, or it could just be some countryside destination with maybe a castle. You could have many different spots. It could just be out in the countryside with those fluffy clouds like cotton wool balls, or it could just be in the countryside. One of my favourite places is, as a child, we used to visit North Wales, and this is Kinmel Bay, and that's what I'm going to paint this week. I've decided to paint this as memory. There's all these fond memories of growing up. A lot of my family were from or lived in North Wales, and so every year we used to travel and see those family relatives, and by where they lived there was this big bridge we used to cross to see our family, and this is Kinmel Bay. So on this bridge you can look out towards the sea, I believe, and you get the different times where the tides come in and out, and it's just a fun memory for me as a child of visiting family and just seeing these sort of places. I wanted to take a little bit more time with this painting. I wanted to focus a little bit more. So I've already done the pencil outline, which I don't usually do, but because I'm painting from a reference this week, I wanted to make things a little bit more structured, a bit more organised, and I went in with just a normal 2B pencil. So I've marked out and planned my composition from the reference, and now just making some of those lines more permanent. Oftentimes they disappear when you start adding wet media to the pencil work. So I'm just going ahead with a fine liner pen and just making those lines permanent. So as always, I like to use my Hake brush to get the sky nice and wet, and I just carefully paint around the building and just the horizon line. So I want the sky to sort of be almost like a separated from the foreground and land. So I just concentrate on painting that area first. Not particularly bothered what colours. I'm using mud from the palette. This is the reference photo. There was two. Whenever I take reference photos that I have in mind to paint, I do like to take more than one picture, and that's something that you can consider maybe next time. If you're looking for a shot that you'd like to paint, maybe take a few different angles. You may be surprised if you just walk around the subject. There may be a completely different composition you may find. But as I was saying, I just want to keep this the sky as the sky. I don't want to come down with a wash and go over anything. I want this to dry before I start with the land area. So I'm using a bit of Payne's grey. I want mostly grey in the sky today, and I've just used a little bit of other colours you may be able to see, just a bit of interest in the clouds where I've used the mud from the palette, and it's always nice to use. I never really wash my palette out. I know there's people talk about washing your palette out or leaving it. I always leave mine, so this is what happens. I just always use that for different paintings. I'll just tap into that. It makes an interesting, rather than flat grey, it gives a nice different colours within that grey. So I'm using my Fabriano paper. It's a rough paper. It's £140, and you can see using my smaller brushes now, because I want quite a few things in the sky. If you use a big brush for this, it's gonna sort of just fill up the area without sort of the things that I want. And now just taking out some cloud areas. You can see how I'm doing that, just washing out brush, rinsing it, and then scrubbing the area where I want to lift some clouds, just to give that nice interest in the sky and break things up. Now this is quite important. As I've painted my sky, I wanted to get the water area down so it's the same colour, the same mix that I'm using in the sky, so I've got that nice reflection below. Because I paint the building, because the light is quite bright, and one of the things that really attracted me to this painting is the high sort of contrast. But yeah, the building that comes out in this scene, I'm not sure if it's a house or it doesn't really matter what it is, but I think the building's actually white, but because of the bright light sort of it brings it into a bit of a silhouette. But I wanted to make this add a little bit more interest instead of painting it dark. I wanted to inject some colour into this bit of the scene as well, so it just gives your eye a little bit more to look at, and it's more interesting. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and if you've not dropped a like for this video, then please drop me a like. For this painting, I'm using various different varieties of colour, so you can see just changing the grass, bringing much darker as I come to the bottom of the paper. So for the grass, I'm using first off a bit of yellow ochre, and then a touch of sap green, and as I come down to the bottom of the paper, I use more sap green. So just using a simple yellow ochre now for the sandy area of the sort of estuary, whatever it is. You keep that one simple, it's just yellow ochre. This is quite an interesting area as well, so I wanted to include that. There's a bit of a tree line in the distance, and there's sort of like 2 layers, so you got 2 different colours, so I'm going to include that as well. I've been painting for a number of years now using watercolors. I have had a little dabble with oils, done quite a few paintings using that medium. I do love oil paintings. I love the texture of the paint and the way you can just really apply the paint and add it quite thick. I've never tried acrylics, which I would like to try one day, but I've been painting with watercolor mostly, and I'm really fascinated the way the medium works and the way you can control and the way you don't have control as well, the way you get these interesting things happen, and a lot of times a lot of happy accidents may come about. It's unique really, and if you're new to watercolor, then if you find it difficult, and don't give in, just carry on and accept the medium for what it does, and just allow it to do its thing as it mixes with water. And if you are new to watercolor, then and you've not come across my channel before, make sure to check it out. I do have lots of videos for beginners, hopefully to help those who struggle. It's something you really got to practice and hone your skills, but it definitely does help when you watch these different artists just sharing tips and tricks as you learn the medium. probably my favourite part of this painting is the mountains in the background. I should imagine there'll be Snowdonia from a distance. You see that highest peak, but I'm not sure of where it is. But I'm presuming it's Snowdonia. If you could let me know if you do know the area, if this is Snowdon, drop us a comment. I would like to know. This water, there's quite a lot of light reflecting, and so I wanted to add a little bit of darker tone, so the white of the area as my brush skipped across the paper. I want that to have more of a impact, so more of a contrast. So just adding a little bit of darker tone, sky sort of colour, and then those whites will really stand out.
Just like we're ready, kinda like it like that. You never ask me if I'm happy or sad. Just like we're ready, kinda like it like that. You never ask me if I'm happy or sad. Just like we're ready, kinda like it like that. You never ask me if I'm happy or sad. Just like we're ready, kinda like it like that. You never ask me if I'm happy or sad.
Well, there you have it for this week's video, my take on Kinmel Bay. I hope you take time out this week to just spend time in your happy place. I know one of my places is just simply painting, and if you've got any hobbies or where you find yourself the happiest, then take time out to use that time. Look after yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.